Welcome to all of you, Shiksha 360, and in this session, basically, we have to discuss some government schemes, some and other digital banking techniques, clear in a brief. So let's start first of all. Jan Suraksha schemes, clear. Basically, we have to discuss the overview regarding the Jan Suraksha schemes. RAKSH. Jan Suraksha schemes, clear. Basically, these schemes under the Jan Suraksha schemes, basically, we have to discuss the PMSBY, PMJJBY, and APY. Clear. Basically, these schemes completed 7 years. Clear. Basically, these schemes basically completed 7 years. Completed 7 years, and these schemes basically launched in the year 2015 in Kolkata, West Bengal by PM Modi. In Kolkata, West Bengal. Clear. I think spelling is CKOLKATA or KATTA. I think please go through with that. I think KATA. Okay, KATA. Sorry. KATA. Clear. Kolkata, West Bengal. Clear. In May, basically, these schemes are to be launched, and presently, basically, it completed 7 years. Clear. So now let's move towards the scheme. And basically, why these schemes are to be introduced? Clear. Basically, why these schemes are to be introduced? Basically, for the unorganized sector. Clear. Basically, these schemes are to be introduced basically for the unorganized section of the society. Clear. Basically, for whom? Basically, for the unorganized section of the society. Under that, basically, what they have introduced: 2 insurance schemes at that time and 1 pension scheme. Insurance is PMSBY, PMJJBY, and pension is APY. Clear. And pension is APY. Clear. So now let's start discussion with the first of all we have to discuss regarding the PMSBY. Clear. PMSBY. This stands for Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Clear. Basically, this stands for Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. It is a, what is that? Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Basically, it is a 1-year accidental insurance. Clear. Basically, it is a 1-year accidental insurance. Clear. Please remember that basically this is a accidental insurance. Clear. Accidental insurance. This is a 1-year accidental insurance, and it also covers, clear, and it also covers disability. Clear. It also covers disability, death both. Clear. Disability and death both. Disability and death both. Clear. So what is the age group? Clear. Basically, eligibility in that. Eligibility in the PMSBY. Eligibility basically in the PMSBY, basically it is to be 18 to 70 years. Clear. Eligibility basically in that, it is to basically 18 to 70 years. 18 to 70 years. Clear. Next, what are the benefits? Clear. Now, what are the benefits under this scheme? Third one here, basically, what are the benefits of this scheme? We know that basically this is accidental insurance. Clear. So accidental death. In the case of accidental death, that is 2 lakh insurance amount paid to the family. Or in the case of accidental, clear, not death but disability, partial disability. In that, how much amount is to be paid? Rupees 1 lakh. Clear? In that, how much amount is to be paid? Rupees 1 lakh. Clear? So this is the some important points under that. Clear? First one, basically we have discussed the accidental insurance scheme. Second one, their eligibility. Third one is their benefits. Clear? Basically third one is their benefits. Clear? Now one important point which is left till now, that is their premium. Clear? Now which important point here is to be left, that is their premium under the PMSBY. Clear? So please tell first what is the premium under that. Basically premium under that PMSBY, it is to be rupees 20. Clear? Presently basically it is to be rupees 20. Basically earlier it is to be rupees 12. Clear? Earlier it is to be rupees 12 and presently it is rupees 20. Clear? In the examination point of view. Clear? Basically for the examination point of view, basically we have to remember that their premium is to be 12. Clear? Basically their premium is to 12 because in our examination, clear, the guideline is to basically 31st of December. Clear? The guidelines is basically 31st of December. So basically we will expect question according to that. Clear? We will expect a question according to that. So premium basically we will consider here is to be 12. Now it is to be 20, but I will, according to me, basically they have asked 12. Clear? So out of the 12, clear, out of the 12, clear, how much amount is going to the basically insurance company? How much amount basically it is goes to the insurance company out of the 12? Basically insurance company, basically it goes 10 rupees to that, to business correspondent. How much amount basically goes to the business correspondent? 1 rupee. And how much amount basically to the bank? How much amount basically goes to the bank? 1 rupee. Okay. So this is the some appropriation of premium. Clear? And under this, clear, and under this 2 lakh will be given. Clear? Basically 2 lakh will be given. Basically even in, not in the case of that, basically what is total or irrecoverable loss. Clear? Basically total or irrecoverable loss of both eyes, either both eyes or both hands, clear, or feet. Clear? In that case also basically 2 lakh is to be paid. Clear? In that case also basically 2 lakh is to be paid. Clear? So these are some of the important points regarding that. Clear? Regarding this scheme. Now move to the next one. Clear? Now move to the next one here, that is PMJJBY. Clear? Basically PMJJBY. Clear? Basically PMJJBY basically stands for Pradhan Mantri जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना. क्लियर? प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना. क्लियर? प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना. Here basically same. First of all, basically we have to discuss regarding the coverage area or eligibility. Coverage or eligibility in that case. Sir, if 1 leg or 1 eye, that is basically partial disability. Clear? The amount is to be basically rupees 1 lakh. Clear? 1 lakh. Clear? So coverage eligibility basically in the case of PMJJBY. Clear? Like in the case of SPY, basically it is 18 to 70 years, and in the case of PMJJBY, basically it is 18 to 50 years. Clear? Basically it is 18 to 50 years. Now next thing, basically what is the enrollment period? We save, that is enrollment period is to be same in that case also. 1st of June to 31st of May. Okay, 1st of June to 31st of May, it is the enrollment period. Benefit here, like basically earlier it is a basically accidental scheme. It is basically, we can say that like health insurance. Clear? Basically it is a like a health insurance. Clear? So basically death due to any reason. Clear? Death due to any reason. How much basically amount is to paid basically on the death of the person? That is rupees 2 lakh. Clear? That is rupees 2 lakh. Okay, next one here is to be the premium. Is to be rupees 330. Clear. Premium here is to be rupees 330. And how the appropriation of premium, clear, how the premium is to be divided here, basically to the insurance company rupees 289, clear, basically to the insurance company it is rupees 289, and to the business correspondent or micro or corporate agent is to be rupees 30. And how much basically amount goes to the bank, clear, how much basically amount goes to the bank? Rupees 11, clear, how much amount basically goes to the bank? Rupees 11, clear. So total it becomes 330, clear, total it becomes 330, clear. And when this basically insurance scheme basically termination, clear, termination basically termination of this scheme, clear, termination of this scheme, termination of insurance, clear, that is basically on attaining the age of 55 years, clear, on attaining the age of 55 years, clear, on attaining the age of 55 years. Okay. And one thing more, clear, basically what will happen, like in one or basically a person has 4 accounts in 4 different banks, clear. So in 4 different banks, basically in 3 banks, basically this scheme, the person is enrolled under this scheme, clear. But at the end, clear, basically in the end, for the benefit purpose, clear, the person can avail benefit basically from any one bank, clear, not from the 3 banks. Like we can say that basically if we are paying the premium for 3 times, clear, like basically from 3 different banks, so we will get basically 6 lakh, clear. So there is nothing anything regarding that, clear. This type of question they have asked in the examination, clear, I think in the year 2020 or 2019, clear, as basically given feedback by the students, clear. So that's why I'm saying here basically not basically reimbursement, or that is benefit basically only single time, clear. Other rest basically you will not get benefit, clear. So basically please check your accounts continuously, that basically you have not to be enrolled multiple times basically in these schemes, clear, in these schemes. And basically these schemes basically is applicable basically for those persons who have not filing their returns, clear, who are not filing their returns, clear. If basically that is this specially mentioned basically for the unorganized sector. Okay, and there is basically some condition also basically regarding the earning of the amount, clear, regarding the earning of the amount, clear. Basically if any person is filing the return basically, or basically TDS is to be deducted from their salary, or basically from TDS deducted, so basically that person is also not eligible basically under these schemes, clear. That person is also not eligible under these schemes, clear. Basically these points sometimes basically termination basically means that policy expiration, clear, that is policy expiration, clear. After that basically you will not get benefit of this. Okay, so basically these are the 2 important insurance schemes, clear. Basically these are the 2 important insurance schemes that we have discussed now, clear. Next one, that is APY, clear. Basically APY, clear. So please tell some important points regarding the APY. APY basically stands for the Atal Pension Yojana, clear. Basically APY basically stands for the Atal Pension Yojana. Very important for the examination point of view, clear. Atal Pension Yojana, clear. So Atal Pension Yojana basically it is administered by, it is I will tell you also the insurance company names of other APY, clear. Basically Atal Pension Yojana basically it is administered by, clear. Basically which organization basically will give you the pension, that is by PFRDA, clear, that is by PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, clear. Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, clear. because why we will discuss these schemes, because sometimes basically they have asked question on the basis of that, and basically this is also basically present in the syllabus basically under the chapter number 18. Clear? So that's why basically we will discuss. Clear? Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, and basically through basically whichever fund is to be deducted basically through the NPS. Clear? Basically through the NPS, that is National Pension Scheme. Clear? That is through the NPS, that is National Pension Scheme. Clear? Now next point here which we have to discuss, that is what is eligibility. Clear? Eligibility basically here is to basically 18 to 40 years. Clear? Eligibility here is to basically 18 to 40 years. Clear? 18 to 40 years. Clear? Now next one here, that is what are the benefits. Eligibility after that, basically what are the benefits under this scheme. That is basically you will get basically pension. Minimum pension it is to be rupees 1000, and maximum here is to be rupees 5000. Clear? Maximum here is to basically rupees 5000. Clear? So basically it depends. It depends upon your age. Clear? What is the premium basically you have to pay. Clear? It basically depends upon your age. Basically what is the premium you have to pay. Clear? Basically different age, basically different premium. Clear? So these are the some other important points for the APY. Clear? Basically you have to eligibility this age. Clear? Eligibility basically this. You have to pay basically up to 40 years. Clear? You have to pay up to 40 years. Clear? And the rest some contribution is also here by the government also. Clear? Some contribution in that basically it is also by the government of India. Clear? Basically these are some of the important features of that. Clear? Some important features of that PMSBY, PMJJBY and APY. Clear? And APY. Clear? Now next basically I have to discuss some important points which we will expect in the examination. Basically they will ask. Clear? Basically which we will expect they will ask in the examination. First one here regarding some of the type of transactions at the POS terminals. Clear? For APY, clear? Basically I have already told basically for the APY, amount basically depends upon your age. Clear? Basically amount basically depends upon your age. Clear? In some cases basically it is to 59, 69, 79. Clear? Basically it depends upon the age. Clear? I will provide you the chart, but there is no need to remember anything. Clear? Basically for the APY. Clear? Even for some basically the contribution is to be basically 118 rupees. Clear? Depend upon age to age. Clear? Basically depend upon age to age. Minimum pension it is to basically rupees 1000 and maximum pension here is to be rupees 5000. Clear? Maximum pension here is to be rupees 5000 basically depending upon the premium, basically how much you are paying. Clear? How much you are paying. Clear? Basically for that I will share one chart in the group. Clear? After the session on the premium. Clear? But these are the important points basically from where they will ask the questions. Now move to the next one. Clear? Basically very important. Types of transactions. Types of transaction. Basically I think I have already forwarded the notes of that also. At POS terminals. Clear? At POS terminals. Clear? Basically for the revision purpose I will discuss it. Types of transactions basically at the POS terminals. Here first one is the sale. Second one here is to be the void. Third one here is to be the refund. Fourth one here is to the pre-authorization. Fifth one here is to be the cash advance. Clear? Type of transaction basically at POS terminal: sale, void, VOID, refund, pre-authorization and cash advance. Clear? Now what is sale? Clear? Now what is sale here? What is the meaning of sale here? Basically a customer purchases the product. Clear? A customer purchases the product. Clear? In that case basically what is happening? Customer purchases the product or service. Clear? Customer purchases the product or service and pays from his account. Clear? And pays from his account. Clear? Basically customer purchases the product or service and pays from his account. That is basically known as the sale. Clear? That is basically known as the sale. Now next one is the void. Clear? Basically now next one is the void. What is the meaning of the void? This one is a successful transaction. We can say that in simple language. Basically, in the void, basically the merchant cancel the sale. Clear? Basically, in the void, basically what will happen? The merchant cancel the sale and return the amount. Clear? And return the amount. The merchant cancel the sale, or basically cancel the transaction. We can say that, and return the amount back before end of day. Clear? And return the amount basically back before end of day. Clear? Back before end of day, that is basically settlement. Clear? Back before end of day, that is basically settlement. Clear? In that, basically what the merchant basically cancel the sale and return the amount back before end of day, that is a settlement. That is basically considered to be a void. And basically if the amount basically refund here back before end of day, basically if after end of day, that is basically considered to be the refund. Clear? That is basically considered to be the refund. Clear? So same thing basically I will write here basically for the revision purpose. The merchant, please remember these things they will ask. Clear? We will expect they will ask these types of questions. The merchant cancels the sale and refunds or return or refunds the amount. Here basically they are mentioning the word return. Clear? Because transaction is not settled. Clear? Till now transaction is not settled. Clear? Here the transaction is settled. That's why they have got the user refund. Clear? Here they have used the word return. Here they have used the word refund. Clear? Difference in that. Clear? So the merchant cancel the sale and refund the amount back. Refund the amount back basically after the end of day. Clear? After end of day. Clear? After the end of day. That is considered to be under the refund. Clear? That is basically considered to be under the refund. Clear? Now next one, that is pre-authorization. Clear? Now next one here, that is basically pre-authorization. Clear? Basically pre-authorization, basically this type of thing basically used in the hotels. Clear? Basically this is usually used in hotels. Clear? Basically used in hotels. So in that basically what they will do, basically we can say that some amount of money. Clear? Basically some amount of money from the customer's account. Clear? Basically some amount of money basically from the customer account is blocked in that case. Clear? Some amount of money basically is from the customer account is basically blocked for certain period of time by the merchant. Clear? Basically for certain period of time by the merchant. Clear? That is basically we will give payment later, but in the meanwhile basically you can block some amount basically from this card. Basically later on if you are not able to pay, you will deduct. But here they are saying that basically like basically we can say that basically you are going basically for any show or for any concert. Clear? Clear? Like artists are going. Clear? So basically the amount for that thing basically it is to be paid by the organizer. Clear? So in the meanwhile basically if they reach earlier, clear, in that place, so they will give you their card and that you can do pre-authorization. Clear? You can basically we can say that basically you can hold or block some money from our account. Later on basically when the organizer basically will pay you the amount, you will unblock that. Clear? Basically you will unblock that. Clear? That is basically in some places basically it is to be used. Clear? That is basically known as pre-authorization. Clear? That is basically known as the pre-authorization. Clear? Next one here basically which we have to discuss here, that is chargeback. Clear? That is chargeback. Chargeback. One is MDR. Clear? So can anyone tell basically MDR basically stands for the merchant discount rate. Clear? Merchant discount rate. Oh, I think one point is left in the previous point, that is I have not able to discuss. That is basically one is that is cash advance. Clear? Basically we will able to forget to discuss, that is cash advance. Clear? Cash advance basically like basically we can say that basically it is a similar process. Clear? Many times basically you are taking your card like basically to the petrol pump stations or to any other place. Clear? That is basically to the shops, or basically you are using your credit card. Clear? To take out the money from the machines. Clear? Basically to take out of the money from the schemes. Clear? Basically if you withdraw money from the ATM basically with the help of the credit card. Clear? Basically, you have to pay the charges. Clear? But if you swipe that credit card basically at the POS machines, clear? Basically, you don't have to pay charges for that. Clear? That is basically we can say that basically cash advance. Clear? Basically, that is known as to basically cash advance, like using POS terminals. Clear? Basically, using POS terminals as a ATM. Clear? As an ATM machine. Clear? Using POS terminals basically as an ATM machines. Clear? Using POS terminal basically as an ATM machine. Basically in that, basically what will happen, what I have tell here, basically merchant gives cash. In that, basically merchant gives cash to the customer. Clear? Basically in that, merchant gives cash to the customer basically instead of a product or service. Clear? Basically instead of a product or service. Clear? Basically in the cash advance, merchant gives cash to the customer basically instead of a product or service. Clear? Instead of a product or service. Okay, so that is basically known to be as the cash advance. Clear? Basically that is basically known to be as the cash advance. Clear? Next one important point basically that is left here, that is interchange fee. Clear? Basically interchange fee. Clear? Basically I have made one video specifically on that also. Clear? Basically when in the month of April, RBI issued a special circular on that interchange fees. Clear? Basically interchange fees, basically what is that? Basically the fees which passes. Clear? The fees basically which passes from acquirer. Basically the transaction is done to be at any place, but they have to pay the fees basically to the issuer. Clear? But they have to fees to the issuer. Clear? The fees which passes basically from the acquirer to issuer. Clear? Basically to issuer on purchase transactions. Clear? Basically from acquirer to issuer on purchase transactions. Clear? To on purchase transaction, that is basically known as the interchange fees. Clear? That is basically known as the interchange fees. Clear? That is basically known as the interchange fees. Clear? So now I will discuss one or two questions basically with all of you regarding that. So first question basically from my side. Question here is to be, if a customer is able to get cash, if a customer basically is able to get cash by transacting at a POS machine, clear? By transacting at a POS machine. So what type of transaction is called? Clear? So what type of transaction is called? Clear? So what type of transaction is called? Basically first is cash at the rate POS. Second one here is cash advance. Third one here is to advance cash. Fourth one here is to POS advance. Clear? POS advance. Clear? So please remember these types of things. Clear? Please remember these types of things, so that basically you are able to give the correct answer. That is the option number B is the correct answer. That is cash advance. Clear? That is cash advance. Clear? But if we are not going through these things, we will pick the option number D also. That is basically cash is taken from the POS. So basically it is considered to be the POS advance. Clear? So it is considered to be the POS advance. Clear? Now last question basically of our today's discussion. If a customer cancel the sale, clear? Basically if a customer cancel the sale and returns the amount, clear? Basically if a customer cancel the sale and return the amount back before settlement, clear? And return the amount basically back before settlement, then what such a transaction it is called? Clear? Then such a transaction basically it is called as void. Clear? Then such a transaction basically it is called as void. Clear? We have already discussed here this one. Clear? The merchant cancel the transaction and return the amount basically back before the end of the day. That is basically known as the void. Clear? That is basically known as the void. Clear? So in this session basically we have to discuss up to this much point. Basically in this session basically we have discussed regarding some of the type of transaction basically at the POS. That is very important for the examination point of view, and some here, and some other important points regarding the government schemes. Clear? Some other important points regarding the government schemes. Clear? So thanks to all of you for attending this session. will provide you the case study already in the group. Go through that also, clear, for the revision purpose. So thanks to all of you for joining this session.